Change makers, and welcome to The Core, sponsored by Red Apple EdCo. This is your everything education podcast. We talk about current events, books to read. We interview education leaders, hear their stories, learn from their biggest lessons, and they share what they wish you knew about what it means to be in education today. I'm your host, Dr. Kia Turner. Buckle up for small seeds of inspiration that can lead to big changes in your classroom practice. Let's take a bite out of today's guest. It is Dr. Kia, still here at the Sprint Accelerator for this Startland KC, Kansas City Startup Foundation sort of night devoted to people who started their own business, discussing the failures that they experienced along the way and how those failures ultimately led to greater learning opportunities for them. The whole purpose of the night really is to highlight how we don't need to be afraid to pursue kind of what lights us up and what we most want to put out there into the world. And we need to do so knowing that some parts of that may not work out or the whole thing may not work out, but that's okay. And that too is a part of the growth process. Anyway, listen, she can do it all night, y'all know. But as is my way, I have run into yet another interesting person that I had to get on the vlog and get in front of you guys. Now, what you may not know is that me and this particular individual used to work together in the same place. It's so funny how it's a small world in a small city. Okay, so anyway, please introduce yourself to our vlog viewers.
My name is Kim Riley.
Okay, and Kim has decided to begin pursuing her side hustle. And I am all kinds of proud to hear about it. So we're going to talk about that. You know, I have my questions that I ask everyone. My first one is, what caused you to say, now is the time for me to pursue this idea? First, tell us a little bit about it, little snippet. And then what made you say, this is the time that I'm going to really throw my energy behind getting this thing off the ground?
Well, my venture that I'm looking to launch is the Transition Academy.
There you go.
And it is a college and career exploration program for middle and high school students with disabilities.
Wonderful.
And then the second component is an apprenticeship program for those who finished high school who are looking to learn how to produce, distribute, sales, and marketing for makers' products. So they're going to create products and then launch them and start their own businesses. So
I love that. So I hear you saying that you are essentially kind of providing services for a student population that can sometimes get lost in the cracks. And you're saying, hey, we are going to help you transition into your next thing.
absolutely. Students with disabilities are often discounted. They're treated like charity cases, and after high school, parents typically feel afraid, alone, what's next. If you are 18 or 21, your life is just beginning. You should not feel that the doors are closing. If anything, the world should be opening.
Oh, honey, that's a pull quote. That's going in. That's going in. So what made you say, now is the time for me? Have you had this idea long? Is it something you've been sort of thinking about? Why now?
Well, I have a son with autism, and
wow.
so living it, I've been waiting for 17 years for someone to come up with this concept. And then finally I said...
She said almost 2 decades.
Absolutely. And it's like, well, it's not coming, so I guess it's time for me to step up to try to bring this to life.
I love that. So what's the biggest lesson that you have learned so far? Question 2.
The biggest lesson that I've learned is not to wait until everything is perfect. The goal needs to be good enough.
Hashtag life lessons. Okay. I think that applies in a lot of different places, but yes, I love that. So don't look for perfection. Look for something that's good enough to get started is what I hear you saying.
Absolutely.
That's powerful. And that's freeing a little bit.
It is, and accepting that there are going to be mistakes and just surrounding yourself with wise counsel.
Yes. Amen and
to
amen.
mitigate the
amen and
shortcomings.
amen. Amen. Okay. So tell us, what's one resource that you know about now that maybe you wish you'd known about in the beginning stages of this idea, or that you just found out about and you're like, people need to know that this is a way to kind of jumpstart what they're doing?
Well, we are fortunate in Kansas City where there are so many entrepreneurial resources.
Amen.
And sometimes I think you just think, okay, well, the whole purpose is to start a business plan. Okay, that's a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Now, where do you go from there? And so I think I'm just hearing about SCORE, which I had thought of SCORE simply as a resource to go to create your business plan. I wasn't understanding the mentoring piece and just that ongoing support. That's one resource that I left tonight with.
Let me tell you guys who do not know, SCORE is a mentoring program, and I think they're nationwide, that gives you what I think of as a life coach for your business. And so you have a person who checks in with you regularly to make sure that you're making progress on getting that business off the ground, and you get to select who they are. Like, they have like little mini bios on their website. So you pick someone who has the expertise in what you're looking to do, and it's completely free. And they also have tons of resources on their website. It's just a fabulous thing. So for those of you in education, okay, who, like I was, are thinking, man, how do I take all of this knowledge and all of this information and launch into my next thing? You get you a SCORE mentor, and they will help you suss out all of the things that maybe are still lingering and are kind of hazy for you. It's just a really beneficial program. So get that. I agree. They talked a lot about that tonight. And again, it sounds exactly like you having just a business life coach, and that's awesome. Okay, so then number 4, what is one message that you want to put out there about entrepreneurship, either to people who are looking to jump or start a side hustle, or for people who are already in it? What's something that you're like, I wish somebody had said this to me, and so I'm going to say it to you?
I think what I got out of it is that there is no single path to entrepreneurship, and that you never really arrive.
I love that.
You know, you are constantly, once you have the business plan written, once you actually start hustling to bring the venture to life, you're still looking at the next step. And if you make a misstep, okay, that's fine. How do you get back on track? You're constantly like up in your game, and you're constantly trying to reach out to the right people, and you stay humble through it all.
Yeah. I like that. So if we want to keep up with you, find out how you're developing, do you have a Twitter, an Instagram, a social media where you're posting about this, or is that all to come still?
I do have a Facebook page, the Transition Academy.
The Transition Academy on Facebook.
Yes.
And that's where we can find updates with what you're doing.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us.
Thank
It has
you
been
for
great
having me.
vlogging you. I will catch you guys next time. Bye.
That's all we have for today. Thank you for listening to The Core. Wherever you are listening to us, be sure to like our show, subscribe, and share the episode that's meant the most to you. We appreciate every single one of our subscribers, as do our sponsors. We look forward to seeing you next week. You can also check us out on YouTube at Red Apple Edco. If you'd like to see more video of these conversations, we have them posted there.